So hey, this is Robin Wouters for Tech.eu. I'm here in Istanbul, Turkey with Nicolas Brusson again from BlaBlaCar. Last time I saw you, you had 6 million members. You weren't live in Turkey yet. Today that changes.
Yeah, so today there have been lots of changes. I mean, we went from 6 million members to now 10 million members all over Europe and Russia. I think the last time we met, actually, it was the early days actually of launching Russia. Today Russia is going like crazy, and we should have close to 1 million members by the end of the year, probably in Russia. And the fundraising, I guess, is the big difference.
Yes, right? So
correct. When we talked, we were in the process of fundraising. Now we have raised a pretty big round of $100 million, led by Index, Axel, IDEG, and Isai. And that's enabling us to go from essentially a strategy which was dominating Europe to really going global.
Right. And one of these steps in that effort is launching in Turkey today. Yeah. How important is Istanbul and surrounding cities for you?
So, I mean, for us, it's very important, right? Because as a market, I mean, we always focused on pretty big markets. So big markets for us means high population, high Facebook community, and also like long distances between cities, right? Because BlaBlaCar is connecting people between cities, rideshare between cities. And Turkey is great for that because you have something like 9 cities of about 1 million people or more, right? So you have these huge hubs at like 100 or 300 miles apart on average. So we're going to end up connecting actually all these big cities in Turkey. So we expect Turkey to be as big or bigger than most European markets actually.
Got it. Any plans to expand to the United States at some point? Or what do you have next on the agenda?
Not short term. That was going to be, the real learning actually of this fundraising was actually today, as a European company, even as a French company of all things, you can actually raise $100 million with no US strategy. In a sense that we have not raised those $100 million to actually crack the US market. We raised the $100 million to go into the rest of the world and mostly emerging markets. So strategy is to do Turkey, which has been in the work for 1 year, right? So it's not like we haven't waited for the fundraising to think about Turkey. We had Turkey like firmly in the pipe actually. When we raise the money. Next is going to be Latin America, Brazil, Mexico, like the rest of the countries in Latin America, and India, right? So we're looking also at India. And then from there we'll see. I mean, we're trying to tackle as many markets as we can in a time scale of like 6 months to a year, essentially.
So there's a lot of talk in Europe about the lack of capital, especially at a later stage. Yeah. So raising $100 million round for European companies is rare. Was it difficult for you? I can imagine it was, but how long did it take?
Yeah, actually surprisingly, I mean, it's never easy. The thing we've always done was so we've done 2 things. We always try to raise money ahead of the curve. So we never like went and launched all kind of countries and then realized that the cash burn of the company is increasing and we need to raise money. It's never a good position to be in. So we always decided to do that early on in the process and to say, to tell investors, we plan to go global. We have some good evidence that it's going to work for Russia, for us. Now we need to back this vision. We need to back this ambition. So today, I think it's actually possible. So I think the frontier of like not being able to access capital in Europe has changed a lot, right? So today, as a European company, you can raise from the US, you can raise from Europe, and you can raise like $100 million, but perhaps more. I mean, we've seen companies raising even more in the last 6 months in Europe. The key is, it's not like from Europe and not from Europe, is what is your strategy? And if your strategy is at least like a European strategy or a global strategy, I would think you can raise from Europe almost as well as you can raise from the US.
Is part of the capital earmarked for acquisitions?
Not really. I mean, so it's very flexible. We might do that. I mean, we've done that in the past, right? We've done 3 M&As in the past. For sure, we'll do more. It's been core to the strategy to acquire teams. So we've done that in Poland, we've done that in Russia, Italy and Germany to some extent. So that enabled actually, I mean, today it's really interesting, like 50% of the member growth in BlaBlaCar comes from acquire, right? So that strategy we've put in place like 2 years ago is paying off big time because it's 50% of the new member growth on a monthly basis, which is like your leading indicator for value in the future, right? So that's your future community, that's your future transaction, that's your future everything. So we will continue. But you never know. The reality is you never know you're going to acquire a company for X in 1 year.
Of course.
So today it's yes, we have the money to do it, but nothing is here marked as M&A versus not.
Last question. You said you have 10 million members today. How many of them are active in a given month?
So yeah, it's a very good question. So it's over 2 million travel every month on BlaBlaCar. So essentially we transport, I think it's slightly over 2 million right now. So it's slightly over 20% of the base is using those services on a monthly basis.
Perfect. All right, Nicolas, thank you very much, and best of luck in Turkey.
Thanks.